welcome back to my second Halloween tutorial. So as you can probably already tell, this is my creation of a zombie queen. So basically she was queen and minding her own business, and then the zombie apocalypse hit, and now she is dead and bleeding and she's got bites and marks all over her. She's very pale, but she's still got her crown on. That girl knows what it's about. So I hope you guys really enjoy watching this tutorial. Do give the video a thumbs up if you do enjoy it, and also make sure to check out my blog, my Instagram and my Facebook pages. They're all Nakia Joy, and you can see lots of close-up pictures, details, and more information about the products that I've used here today. And look, liquid latex makes your lipstick down. How repulsive is that? Oh, that's kind of painful. So without me blabbing on all day, we'll jump right into the tutorial. I hope you enjoy. So first up, we want to create the texture and the edges of our open wounds and bites, and to do that today I'm using liquid latex and ripped out pieces of cotton wool. So first up, you go in with a liquid latex. You can use a brush or you can use the applicator that they come with. You want to go straight onto very clean, cleansed skin because it doesn't stick quite well over top of makeup or oily skin. So yeah, I'm painting a thin layer onto the skin and then basically pressing down the cotton wool in the areas that I want, kind of keeping them sort of circular-ish because we do want these to be open wounds and bites. Then going straight over the top of that cotton with some more liquid latex to stick it all down. The really cool thing about this look is that you don't need to conform to any particular way. You can pop your wounds wherever you want them. You can have them on your face, on your neck, on your chest, on your ears, wherever. Just use the latex and whatever texture you want. You can also use tissue paper. You can use broken up bits of cereal to add texture to the skin. Pretty much anything works with liquid latex as long as your skin is clean before going in with it. And please, please do not use it if you have a latex allergy. That would not be good. You might actually end up a zombie. Perfect on Friday, which is Halloween, but not perfect for your health. So I'm just building up another layer of latex onto the skin, around the wounds and over top of that cotton again. Another cool thing about liquid latex, I know I'm banging on about this stuff, but it's so awesome. You can paint it into thin layers onto, oh look, I'm getting my groove on, don't mind that. You can paint it in thin layers on the skin and then pick it off and it looks like your skin is peeling and cracking, which is really, really cool. As you can see, I'm doing that here and pulling really ugly faces while doing so. Alright, so I've just covered my neck and chest and décolletage area with some white face paint. This is Mehron, I think, face and body paint, and then I'm carrying this one up all over my face. Go straight in directly on top of the cotton, it doesn't matter. Don't worry about being too neat or pedantic about it because it really doesn't matter. We want it to look messy and more realistic. And then stippling over the top of that, I'm taking a foundation that's a little bit too pale for me. Stippling it over the top with I think this is just a wet beauty blender or something. I find that doing this looks a lot more realistic and a lot more like genuine zombie skin rather than just mixing the white paint and foundation together. Okay, starting on the wounds, I've mixed a little bit of red and black body paint together, and I'm basically just painting around the areas of cotton, sort of keeping it on the inside. As you can see, I've built the ridge around the outside of the wound, and I'm keeping the red paint sort of on the inside so that it looks more like a genuine room. We want to look like, did I just say room? I meant wound. We want it to look like the flesh has really been torn open. I would advise mixing all red paint with black paint because obviously real blood and real flesh is not bright red, much like they would have you think from all the movies, but it certainly is a lot darker in real life. So yeah, just mix the colours together. I'm now going in with a little black and I'm just creating edges around the textured cotton as well. This is just going to create shadow depth and make the wounds a lot more 3D and a lot more realistic. Now just using the same brush with no additional product, I'm taking it around the corners of my nose there, and I'm also going to be taking it through my smile lines and the natural contoured areas of my face and skull. You basically want this just to be really messy. Don't worry too much about getting the lines, exactly the same as mine. You can just do whatever you want. It's not going to matter. You're going to look scary no matter what. Wow, I look so old right now. So weird. Alright, so I'm just taking a little bit of red paint now around the mouth and then smudging that in with a sponge so that it looks like I have been sucking someone's blood, basically. Now, our little zombie queen clearly once had fabulous makeup, but obviously due to the nature of being a zombie, she's now not able to keep up her personal appearance. So we're going to create a really punched in eye by smudging a whole heap of black eyeliner around the eye and then smudging that out with a brush. I've just used a NYX Jumbo pencil in black. Make sure that you do a really good job of smudging it in and blending it out. You don't want any harsh lines or edges because that's just not going to look realistic. And then following up with that, I'm taking a black kohl pencil through the waterline as well. You want the eyes really blacked out and scary looking. With a black eyeshadow on a very fluffy blending brush, I'm just setting all of that eyeliner in place so that it doesn't crease and crack, and then just sort of taking that even further down my face, making it look more messy, and then contouring my collarbones here, any other areas of your décolletage that you want to look dirty and messy, and I'm also just creating some ridges around the trachea there as well. I'm starting to look really gross, aren't I? Now that the paint on those wounds has dried off, I'm going in with a second layer. This is just going to build up the colour and the intensity. Basically, you can do whatever you want, adding more red around the mouth so that it looks like I've been eating more blood, just building it up basically nice and slow as it looks more realistic. Now for my favourite part, I'm going in with coagulated blood. So this is a little pot. I guess you could say that it's basically, it looks like and feels like strawberry jam, but it's got a really realistic appearance and texture of, thick coagulated blood that's been sitting there for a little while and has allowed to dry. So I'm popping this in the centers of the wounds where the exposed wound bed would be lying. On all the wounds, and then I'm also sort of smearing it and smudging it wherever else I want. Around the corners of my mouth. Clearly I am not a clean eater. Zombies don't have the best table manners, so make sure that you smear your food all around your mouth. And then you can sort of pop it down your neck and on your chest as well. Smudge it out though. Smudge it out. Now I'm taking more liquefied blood. This is another Mehron product. I do have a blog post that talks all about these products, where I buy them and exactly what ones I use. But as you can see, I'm basically dripping them down from my wounds and from the edges of my mouth. This stuff is runny, so you sort of just got to wriggle around until it does drip down, but it will drip down eventually. And this one nearly went straight into my eye. That would have looked so scary, but I can imagine it would have been quite painful. Popping more blood around the mouth, blending it in, and then taking some black lipstick and sort of dirtying up my lips. I'm sure this zombie's probably been eating dirt and other gross things along with her flesh, other people's flesh, your flesh maybe if you don't behave yourself. And then to finish her off, I'm taking some more of that blood. I've created a blood nose and bleeding eyes because why not? There's blood everywhere else and I'm excessive, so yeah, I went for it. And here is your completed zombie look. This is me trying to simulate what they do on The Walking Dead. Probably not doing the best job, but all well. This looked crazy in real life. It looked so realistic. So yeah, definitely an awesome idea for Halloween. It's very easy. You can be as messy as you want, so it's always going to look realistic, and you can smear some of that blood all over your hands as well. Now, the only thing left for a zombie to do is take some fierce selfies. So I'm going to do that. And then I'm going to go and feast on some innocent human beings. I'll catch you guys in the next video. Bye!